Have you ever felt an unsettling vibe around someone but couldn't quite put your finger on why? Maybe you've encountered individuals who just seem to drain your energy or make you feel uneasy, even when they're putting on a friendly face. In today's video, we're diving deep into the subtle yet powerful signs that you're dealing with a genuinely bad person. We'll explore 10 critical traits to watch out for, from their enjoyment of others' pain to their constant need for control. Understanding these signs is crucial because recognizing them early can protect you from emotional harm and help you navigate your relationships more wisely. Stay tuned until the end to learn how to identify these red flags and safeguard your well-being from those who might try to take advantage of you. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Pleasure in others' pain. Evil people often find a disturbing pleasure in the suffering of others, a dark joy that betrays their fundamental lack of compassion. When you encounter someone who seems to take delight in other people's pain, someone who laughs, smirks, or appears visibly pleased when they witness someone grappling with hardship or distress, it's a glaring red flag that you are dealing with a profoundly harmful individual. This behavior is not merely a sign of poor character, it reveals a deep-seated cruelty and a heart devoid of empathy, capable of creating and reveling in suffering for their twisted amusement. Picture, if you will, a colleague at work who, rather than offering a helping hand when you're swamped with tasks and under tremendous pressure, stands idly by and finds humor in your struggles. Their laughter, which should be directed at shared joys, instead becomes a sharp, painful reminder of your isolation. Or imagine a so-called friend who, when you share your most intimate and vulnerable troubles, responds not with understanding or comfort but with mocking jokes and dismissive comments. Such actions are not just insensitive, they are a profound betrayal of trust and a stark revelation of a deeply cruel nature. These individuals might not just be passive spectators in the drama of others' suffering, they may actively seek to create distressing situations for their twisted gratification. They might spread malicious rumors, intentionally stir up conflicts, or fabricate stories, all to orchestrate chaos and feed off the resulting emotional upheaval. The sheer thought of someone deliberately causing strife and reveling in the ensuing turmoil is both heartbreaking and infuriating. It's crucial to recognize these toxic traits early and take decisive action to protect your emotional health and well-being. The damage that such people can inflict is not only psychological but can also undermine your sense of security and happiness. Surround yourself with those who offer genuine kindness, empathy, and support. Embrace relationships where compassion and understanding are the cornerstones and where you can find solace and encouragement rather than cruelty and contempt. By distancing yourself from those who delight in others' suffering, you preserve your peace of mind and create space for positive, nurturing connections that uplift and sustain you. Remember, your emotional well-being deserves to be safeguarded, and your life is too precious to be tainted by the malicious actions of those who thrive on causing pain. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Number 2. Need for control. Evil people often exhibit an overwhelming need to control every aspect of their lives and the lives of those around them. This insatiable desire for control stems from an inherent discomfort with anything that deviates from their meticulously planned existence. They will go to great lengths, including exploiting their power and manipulating situations, to ensure that everything unfolds exactly as they wish. When they encounter resistance or failure to bend others to their will, their response can be aggressive and oppressive. Imagine a boss who obsessively scrutinizes every minute detail of your work, not out of a genuine desire to assist or improve the quality of the project, but because they derive a sense of superiority from having absolute control over every aspect of your performance. Their constant interference isn't about collaboration or mentorship, it's about maintaining dominance and asserting their authority, often at the expense of your confidence and autonomy. Similarly, consider a friend who unilaterally decides where you will go, what activities you'll engage in, and who you'll spend time with, all while disregarding your preferences and opinions. Their behavior is a stark indication of their obsession with control, which can be stifling and emotionally draining. This incessant need to dictate every element of social interactions and personal choices is a form of manipulation that can leave you feeling suffocated and disempowered. This controlling behavior often extends to more personal relationships as well. A partner who constantly monitors your whereabouts and who you are communicating with isn't driven by genuine concern or care, but by an overpowering need to dominate every facet of your life. Their incessant surveillance and emotional blackmail are methods to maintain their grip on you, reinforcing their power and stifling your independence. The impact of such behavior can be deeply damaging. It isn't merely irritating, it can be psychologically and emotionally abusive. Those who exhibit these controlling tendencies often use their power to exploit and manipulate others, creating environments where genuine connections and personal freedom are sacrificed for their sense of dominance. Recognizing these patterns early on is crucial for safeguarding your well-being. Setting firm and clear boundaries is essential to protect your independence and emotional health. If you find yourself under the thumb of someone who seeks to control every aspect of your life, it's vital to take proactive steps to distance yourself from their influence. Reclaiming your autonomy and reinforcing your boundaries will help you regain control over your own life and well-being. Remember, you deserve to live in an environment where your choices and freedom are respected, and you should never have to tolerate someone who tries to suffocate you with their need for dominance. Number 3, feeling strange around them. One of the most revealing signs that you're dealing with a potentially harmful individual is an inexplicable feeling of unease or discomfort in their presence. This feeling, although often subtle, is an important indicator that your instincts are picking up on something that might not be immediately apparent. It can manifest in various ways, such as sudden fatigue, persistent restlessness, or an overwhelming sense of discomfort. These sensations are not mere coincidences, they are your intuitive system's way of signaling that something might be deeply amiss. Imagine being at a family gathering where the environment is supposed to be joyous and celebratory. The laughter, the shared stories, and the warm interactions paint a picture of a perfect evening. Yet, amidst this scene of togetherness, there is one person who seems to cast a shadow over the event. Even though this individual might not be overtly hostile or confrontational, their mere presence seems to disrupt the harmony. You might find yourself feeling unusually tense, uneasy, or on edge whenever they are near. This feeling can be disconcerting, especially when there is no clear reason for your discomfort. It is as though their very presence has an unsettling effect on you, indicating that their energy or intentions are not aligned with the positivity of the gathering. In a different context, consider a scenario at work where a particular coworker makes you feel drained and anxious every time they are around. You may struggle to identify a specific cause for your distress, but your body and mind react with an almost automatic wariness. Perhaps it's their body language, the way they interact with others, or a subtle sense of hostility that you can't quite put your finger on. Even without confrontation or negative interactions, the mere presence of this person seems to sap your energy and affect your mood negatively. These feelings of discomfort should be taken very seriously. Often, our instincts and emotional responses are highly attuned to underlying dynamics that our conscious mind might not immediately recognize. This intuitive sense can pick up on micro-expressions, subtle tones in voice, or an overall negative aura that suggests the person may not have your best interests at heart. Ignoring these feelings can lead to prolonged emotional strain or negative experiences, as you may continue to be exposed to someone whose presence is inherently detrimental to your well-being. Paying attention to these instinctive warnings is crucial for maintaining your emotional health and ensuring a positive environment around you. It's essential to trust these gut feelings and use them as a guide to protect yourself from potential harm. If you consistently feel uneasy or drained around someone, it's a clear signal that distancing yourself from them could be beneficial. Prioritizing your own comfort and mental peace is not only a matter of self-care, but also a necessary step in fostering healthier and more supportive relationships. By acknowledging and acting on these intuitive signals, you can create a more harmonious and positive space for yourself. Surround yourself with individuals who bring genuine warmth, respect, and encouragement into your life, and take proactive steps to distance yourself from those who consistently evoke negative emotions. Your emotional and psychological well-being is a precious resource, and safeguarding it requires being attuned to the subtle cues your instincts provide. Trust in your feelings, honor them, and allow them to guide you toward more fulfilling and supportive interactions. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Number 4, lack of responsibility. Evil people exhibit a strikingly pervasive pattern. They never take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they perpetually deflect blame and adopt a victim mentality, skillfully shifting fault onto others when things go awry. This behavior is not only a clear indicator of their moral shortcomings, but also a deliberate tactic to evade accountability and manipulate those around them. Imagine working alongside a colleague who is responsible for a significant mistake on a critical project. Instead of owning up to their error and addressing the issue constructively, they immediately start pointing fingers at others. They accuse you or other team members of causing the problem, vehemently insisting that the failure lies with everyone else but themselves. This blame shifting not only creates a hostile and toxic work environment, but also leaves you feeling unjustly burdened with responsibility. The emotional strain of being unfairly blamed can lead to increased stress and a diminished sense of self-worth. Similarly, consider a friend who repeatedly finds themselves in problematic situations. Rather than acknowledging that their own choices and behaviors led to these troubles, they consistently blame external factors or other people. If they are late to a meeting, it's never due to their time management issues, but rather the traffic or some other external factor. When their life takes a turn for the worse, they refuse to examine their actions and instead find a scapegoat to blame. This pattern of behavior not only strains your relationship, but also forces you into a position where you are expected to apologize or make amends for your mistakes. These individuals are masters of manipulation, adept at twisting situations to make you feel guilty for their shortcomings. They will create scenarios where you end up apologizing for issues that aren't your fault, effectively draining your emotional resources and undermining your self-esteem. The constant need to defend yourself or address their misplaced blame can be both exhausting and emotionally damaging. Recognizing these toxic behaviors is crucial for protecting your mental and emotional health. People who never take responsibility for their actions can entangle you in a relentless cycle of guilt and manipulation, eroding your self-confidence and emotional well-being over time. To safeguard your mental health, it is essential to identify these patterns early and establish clear boundaries with such individuals. By distancing yourself from those who habitually avoid accountability and manipulate others, you can preserve your sense of self-worth and maintain healthier, more balanced relationships. Your emotional well-being deserves to be protected, and taking proactive steps to avoid or disengage from people who thrive on blame and victimhood is a vital part of maintaining your overall health and happiness. Number 5, the bad habit of lying. Evil people are notorious for their habitual and pervasive lying. Their deceit isn't confined to occasional falsehoods, but is a deeply ingrained behavior that they employ both for personal gain and as a means of manipulation. Their lies are often crafted not only to serve their interests, but sometimes just for the thrill of misleading others or creating chaos. Imagine working with a colleague who perpetually spins tall tales about their professional accomplishments. They embellish their role in projects, exaggerate their contributions, or fabricate entire achievements to appear more impressive or capable than they truly are. This kind of dishonesty not only undermines the integrity of your work environment, but also diminishes your ability to trust and collaborate effectively with them. Their fabrications might seem harmless at first, but they erode the foundation of mutual respect and honesty that is essential for a healthy and productive workplace. Similarly, consider a friend who, instead of being truthful, invents elaborate excuses to avoid attending your event. They might claim they were too ill to come, only for you to discover that they were out enjoying themselves elsewhere. This blatant dishonesty demonstrates a profound lack of respect for you and your feelings. It's not just about the specific lie, but about the underlying disregard for your time and emotions. Such behavior can leave you feeling betrayed and question the authenticity of your relationship. Lying people often use their deceitful tendencies to manipulate situations and those around them. For example, a partner who lies about their true feelings or intentions might do so to maintain control over you, or to gain an upper hand in arguments. Their dishonesty becomes a tool to distort reality, making it difficult for you to discern their true motives and intentions. They might also create or spread malicious gossip, sowing discord among friends or colleagues, all for their amusement or advantage. Their lies are not only deceptive, but are also used to cause unnecessary conflict and disrupt the harmony of your social or professional circles. Initially, these lies might seem trivial or insignificant, but over time they accumulate and significantly damage trust in relationships. The persistent pattern of dishonesty, even about seemingly minor matters, is a clear indicator that the person lacks respect for you and values your deceit over your trust. This continuous dishonesty corrodes the very foundation of any meaningful relationship, making it difficult to sustain any genuine connection. Recognizing and addressing the pattern of lying is crucial for maintaining healthy and authentic relationships. If you find that someone consistently engages in deceitful behavior, it's important to assess how this impacts your relationship and whether it's possible to maintain a trusting connection with them. Honesty is the bedrock of any solid and enduring relationship, and individuals who lie habitually cannot provide the trust and integrity needed to build and sustain meaningful connections. Protecting yourself from ongoing deceit involves setting clear boundaries and evaluating whether the relationship can be based on honesty and respect. Number 6, absence of remorse. Evil people exhibit a chillingly profound lack of remorse for their actions. They navigate through life without any sense of guilt for the harm they inflict on others. Their inability to feel remorse is not just a personal flaw, but a dangerous trait that allows them to cause emotional and psychological damage without a second thought. When confronted with their misdeeds, they don't apologize or acknowledge their wrongdoings. Instead, they manipulate the situation to make you question your perception of reality, turning the tables in a way that leaves you feeling confused and doubting your own experiences. Imagine working with a colleague who, instead of giving you credit for your hard work, shamelessly claims your achievements as their own. When you bring this issue to light, they exhibit no genuine remorse. Instead, they craft a narrative where they portray themselves as a benefactor who simply enhanced your success, insisting that you would never have achieved such results without their supposed help. This blatant lack of remorse and skillful manipulation not only undermines your accomplishments, but also distorts the truth to serve your interests. Their actions reflect a total disregard for your efforts and an alarming ability to twist reality in their favor. Consider another scenario involving a close friend who betrays your trust in a significant way. When you confront them about their betrayal, you expect an apology, or at least some acknowledgement of their wrongdoing. But instead, they downplay the betrayal, minimize the impact of their actions, or suggest that you're overreacting. Their response is a stark display of insensitivity and a profound lack of empathy. They refuse to take responsibility and instead shift the focus onto you, making you feel as if you're exaggerating the situation. People who lack remorse can be exceedingly dangerous because they operate without moral constraints that typically guide more empathetic individuals. They are capable of causing harm without any sense of guilt or regret, making their actions potentially very harmful and manipulative. Their ability to manipulate others' emotions to evade consequences only adds to the emotional toll they exact on those around them. This kind of behavior is emotionally draining and can undermine your mental health and self-esteem. When you encounter someone who consistently shows no remorse for their actions, it's crucial to recognize that you cannot change their lack of empathy or moral deficiency. Their behavior is indicative of deep-seated issues that are unlikely to be resolved, and attempting to alter their nature can often lead to further emotional distress. The best course of action is to establish and maintain a healthy distance from such individuals. Protecting yourself from their influence is essential for preserving your emotional and mental well-being. The absence of remorse is a clear warning sign that you are dealing with someone capable of causing significant harm without hesitation. Stay alert to these red flags and take proactive measures to safeguard yourself from their detrimental impact. Number 7. Cruelty towards animals. Cruelty towards animals is a profoundly disturbing trait often exhibited by those with deeply malicious inclinations. Animals, being inherently defenseless and entirely at the mercy of human actions, become easy targets for those who derive a perverse sense of satisfaction from inflicting pain. This behavior is not just a display of inhumanity but serves as a grim reflection of a character steeped in cruelty and a profound lack of empathy. Imagine encountering someone who, without any justifiable reason, mistreats a pet. Whether it's through physical abuse, neglect, or psychological torment, their actions reveal a chilling disregard for the well-being of a creature that cannot fight back or defend itself. This kind of behavior is not only shocking and repugnant, but also deeply indicative of a person's character. The act of harming an innocent, vulnerable animal reveals a disturbing absence of compassion and an unsettling pleasure in the suffering of others. Such individuals who take joy in hurting animals often demonstrate a troubling potential for further violence. Animal cruelty is not just a standalone act of malice, but can be a precursor to more severe forms of violence and abuse. It is widely recognized that those who harm animals may extend their cruelty to humans, given their evident lack of empathy and moral boundaries. The pleasure they derive from inflicting pain on a defenseless being suggests a broader capacity for harm, potentially extending to other people without any sense of remorse. The emotional and psychological impact of witnessing or learning about animal cruelty is profound. It not only raises serious ethical and moral concerns, but also serves as a crucial warning sign of a person's capacity for further malicious behavior. If you encounter someone who exhibits cruelty towards animals or seems to derive satisfaction from their suffering, it is essential to recognize this as a major red flag. Their behavior indicates a cruel and malicious nature that could potentially lead to harmful actions towards humans as well. Protecting yourself from individuals who engage in or condone animal cruelty is vital. These people are often engaged in a broader spectrum of violence or manipulation, and their harmful tendencies can extend beyond the treatment of animals. By distancing yourself from such individuals, you are not only safeguarding your emotional well-being, but also protecting others who may be vulnerable to their cruelty. Recognizing and responding appropriately to these warning signs is crucial for ensuring that you remain in safe and healthy environments. Taking action to distance yourself from those who exhibit such harmful behaviors is essential to prevent further harm and preserve your sense of security and moral integrity. Number 8. Lack of empathy. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Bad people are often characterized by their profound inability to empathize with others, a fundamental human capacity that allows us to understand and share the feelings of those around us. Their lack of empathy manifests in their actions and decisions, which often reveal a disturbing disregard for the emotional impact they have on others. These individuals operate from a place of self-interest, wholly incapable of considering or valuing the emotions and experiences of those they affect. Imagine, for instance, a friend who, despite knowing that you are navigating a particularly challenging period in your life, continuously monopolizes conversations with their grievances. They never take a moment to acknowledge your struggles or offer you support. Instead, they remain preoccupied with their issues, completely oblivious to the emotional weight they are carrying. This persistent lack of empathy is not only deeply hurtful but underscores a severe disconnect from the emotional needs of others. It's as if their world is centered solely around their feelings, leaving no room for understanding or compassion toward yours. People who lack empathy often engage in manipulative behaviors that further exploit or undermine others. They may exploit your vulnerabilities, making decisions that benefit themselves while completely disregarding the impact on your well-being. Their actions are driven by self-interest, and they rarely consider the emotional toll their behavior exacts on others. For instance, they might use your struggles against you, subtly or overtly, to achieve their own goals or gain an advantage in various situations. This form of manipulation can cause significant emotional harm and erode trust in relationships. The absence of empathy is not just an abstract concept, but a tangible factor that can lead to deep emotional wounds and mistrust. Recognizing this trait in others is crucial to protecting yourself from further manipulation and emotional damage. When someone consistently demonstrates a lack of empathy, consistently disregards your feelings, or prioritizes their interests over your well-being, it's essential to set firm boundaries. Distancing yourself from such individuals can help you safeguard your emotional health and maintain a more positive and supportive social environment. Maintaining relationships with people who genuinely care and show empathy is vital for your emotional well-being and personal growth. Empathetic individuals are those who can connect with you on a deeper emotional level, offering support, understanding, and compassion. They are the ones who will stand by you during difficult times and celebrate with you during moments of joy. In contrast, relationships with those who lack empathy can be draining and damaging, leading to feelings of isolation and emotional distress. Prioritizing connections with empathetic and caring individuals ensures a more fulfilling and supportive interpersonal experience, contributing positively to your overall sense of well-being and personal development. Number 9, a tendency to make you feel guilty. Evil people frequently resort to emotional blackmail as a means of manipulation, aiming to make you feel guilty to bend you to their will. This insidious tactic is designed to exploit your emotions and make you feel responsible for their problems or shortcomings. Their goal is to control you by creating a sense of undue guilt that compels you to act in their favor. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner, when confronted about their problematic behavior, skillfully manipulates the situation to turn the blame on you. They might respond with statements like, "If you cared about me, you wouldn't be bringing this up," or "You're making me feel terrible for things I can't help." These statements are calculated attempts to undermine your confidence and make you feel responsible for their actions, effectively diverting attention away from their behavior and placing the burden of their issues squarely on your shoulders. In a work setting, the same manipulation can occur. Picture a coworker who, failing to meet a critical deadline, shifts the blame onto you, claiming that you didn't provide sufficient support. They might say, "If you had been more helpful, I wouldn't be in this situation," thereby making you feel guilty for their lack of performance. This kind of behavior is a clear indicator of their attempt to control and manipulate through guilt, creating a situation where they are made to feel responsible for their failings. These tactics of emotional blackmail and guilt tripping are more than just manipulative, they are deeply harmful and can erode your sense of self-worth and personal boundaries. Recognizing these tactics is crucial for maintaining your emotional health. If you encounter someone who consistently employs guilt as a tool for manipulation, it is essential to address the issue with clarity and assertiveness. Set firm boundaries to protect yourself from further emotional exploitation. It's important to communicate directly and honestly about how their behavior affects you, without allowing them to shift the blame back onto you. Protecting yourself from such emotional manipulation is fundamental to maintaining healthy and respectful relationships. Surround yourself with individuals who respect your feelings, recognize your needs, and engage in honest and supportive interactions. The ability to discern and respond to emotional blackmail not only safeguards your emotional well-being, but also reinforces the importance of mutual respect and integrity in all your relationships. Number 10, constant criticism. Evil people frequently resort to relentless criticism as a means of undermining others and eroding their self-esteem. This behavior is not merely a reflection of their dissatisfaction, but a deliberate strategy to instill a sense of inadequacy and self-doubt in those around them. Their constant need to point out flaws and criticize is driven by a deeper desire to exert power and control over others, often to conceal their insecurities and shortcomings. Imagine working alongside a colleague who never seems to recognize your accomplishments. Instead, they fixate on every small mistake, regardless of how trivial, and use it as an opportunity to criticize you. This relentless focus on your faults is not about providing constructive feedback or helping you improve. It's a calculated effort to make you feel insignificant and insecure, draining your confidence and making you question your abilities. In a personal context, consider a friend who consistently criticizes your choices and decisions, even when you are doing something that brings you joy or fulfillment. They may belittle your achievements or undermine your happiness with remarks that chip away at your self-worth. Their incessant negativity is designed to make you doubt yourself and your choices, creating a toxic environment where your confidence is continually eroded. People who engage in constant criticism often use this tactic as a means of control. By making you feel inadequate, they maintain a power dynamic that keeps them in a position of dominance. This criticism can also serve as a smokescreen to deflect attention from their flaws and failures. By focusing on their perceived shortcomings, they avoid confronting their issues and shortcomings. Recognizing and addressing this pattern of constant criticism is crucial for safeguarding your self-esteem and mental well-being. If you find yourself in a situation where someone consistently criticizes you, it's essential to evaluate how their behavior affects your emotional health. Consider setting clear boundaries with this person or distancing yourself if their presence is detrimental to your well-being. It is important to prioritize relationships with individuals who uplift and support you, rather than those who seek to diminish your confidence and self-worth. Taking proactive steps to address and mitigate the impact of constant criticism is vital for maintaining a positive and healthy self-image. Surround yourself with people who appreciate your strengths, acknowledge your achievements, and offer constructive feedback without undermining your sense of self. Your emotional well-being and personal growth depend on being in environments where respect and encouragement are the norms, rather than constant negativity and fault-finding. Thank you for joining us in exploring these crucial aspects of identifying and dealing with negative behaviors in relationships. We've delved into how evil individuals often lie, manipulate, and criticize, among other tactics, to undermine and control others. Understanding these traits can be a powerful tool in safeguarding your emotional well-being and fostering healthier, more positive connections. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What is one key insight you've gained from this discussion that you plan to apply in your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your feedback not only helps us improve, but also creates a supportive community where we can all learn and grow together. If you found this video valuable, please take a moment to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that empowers and inspires. Your support makes a big difference, and we're excited to continue this journey of personal development with you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.